Thank you so much, Lauren. What a blessing it is to be here with you tonight. I'm honored, of course, to follow some remarkable women like your rabbi, like Governor Hochul, like Congresswoman Maloney, like Dylan. Dylan, I have to say, you're like, in my mind, the total star of the evening. So thank you. We've been loving the videos. They're just fantastic. And of course, such an honor to be here along with one of the people I've learned so much in government from, Gail Brewer, and of course with another of the people who I've learned so much inside and outside of government from, Ruth Messenger, your extraordinary member. I was here with you for the 100th anniversary of SAJ just a few short weeks ago, but I really wanted to come back for the 100th anniversary of the Bat Mitzvah, because what happened a century ago in this congregation this weekend had a transformative effect on my Jewish life. As I said then, the rabbi who officiated at my bar mitzvah, Susan Talve, one of the first women rabbis, in the country, officiated 8 months pregnant with her first kid, and the picture of my grandfather, who was a conservative Jew, and Susan pregnant and me at my bar mitzvah is an anchoring picture in my life of what's possible in transforming our families and ourselves and our Judaism. The rabbi of most of my adult life who officiated at my wedding, at both the namings and bar and bat mitzvah of both of my children, who nailed the mezuzah on my door. Ellen Lippman is with us on the Zoom. Her grandparents were members of this congregation, and she founded a synagogue, Kolot Chayinu, where Ann Eisenstein, one of Judith's daughters, remains a member to this day. And our current rabbi, Miriam Grossman, is not only a rabbi who graduated from the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College, but her father was one of the first graduates of the Reconstructionist Rabbinical College. So what happened here shaped my Jewish life in a way that just reminds us, I asked my daughter, Rosa, who became bat mitzvah a few years ago, how she thought about this event and what happened to her, and she's like, Dad, women have totally renewed and saved Judaism. It really is true in deep and profound ways. So it's not only that it's the right thing, that women can take their rightful place, that, it's a perspective. What feminism is all of us inheriting a world that is so much more rich and diverse and beautiful and nourishing and soul-fulfilling. So I stand here just profoundly grateful, not just for my daughter, but for myself, as to the ways Judaism was transformed at this bima by what happened there. And I don't know how many of you have read Heather McGhee's remarkable book, The Sum of Us, but that's really what it teaches us about racism and oppression in general, is, we think of it as something where you're holding on to privilege and you're fought to give it up for justice. But the truth is, what you're holding on to is killing you. And if you can come to be a partner in fighting for justice and equality, the world that will be built is better and more beautiful for all of us. Rosa's bat mitzvah portion was Kedoshim, where she got to get up and read, love thy neighbor as thyself. And of course, really, that is just in so many ways the foundational principle. If you want the opportunity for flourishing and creativity and leadership and knowledge, then that person next door to you, of course they want it too. And what it means to love yourself and love them is build a world of full and fundamental equality. So just what I want to offer in closing is, what does that mean today as we're thinking about the kind of mitzvah that projects that vision of loving thy neighbor as thyself forward? And Carol rightly pushed us on what it means in thinking about gender and what it means to be more expansive and compassionate in our thinking. And again, that is not just enabling trans kids to come up to this bima as full Jews. It's an opportunity for ourselves to think more expansively about who we are. And I just want to push us a little further, because I think the Judith Kaplan of today is a 13-year-old Asian American girl walking around the streets of this city, afraid, because this is the 1-year anniversary of those murders in Atlanta, and been 11,000 anti-Asian hate crimes since then. And it's a 13-year-old undocumented girl in New York City who's come to this country just like our grandparents and great-grandparents did, seeking freedom, and yet she doesn't know if she's going to be able to go to college or get the support to do so. It's the 13-year-old daughter of an African Muslim family who lives in that building of the Bronx fire of just a few months back because the housing crisis constrains people's abilities so much that to live affordably, they might have to live in a place where their neighbors will die for want of heat. And it is a 13-year-old Palestinian girl wondering when she will have the opportunity for the freedom and self-determination and flourishing that came to life at this bima 100 years ago. And in the same way that my daughter Rosa opens me up to the ways in which that has been my Jewish flourishing, when we can do the same, love thy neighbor as thyself for all those girls, not just will be letting justice roll down, we will be building a world in which every single one of us can flourish just as intended here at SAJ. Thank you so much for including me.